Hello and welcome to this episode of Spotlight 2 and 9, sponsored by Horseshoe Casino Hammond, offering a premier gaming and entertainment experience in Northwest Indiana. Our guest today is no stranger to the show, and he's here today to keep us in the loop about what's going on in the restaurant scene. So without further ado, here's Times food writer, Mr. Aaron Dorman.
Hello, happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, all that kind of stuff. It's good to see you. Haven't seen you in almost 12 hours.
Well, it's always great running into you out in the public.
Yeah,
it's awesome.
Yeah, it was serendipitous.
Yeah, and it seems like if a restaurant's opening, we're both simultaneously there, which is great.
True.
So tell me, the last time you were on the program was around Halloween.
Yes.
What have you been up to on the beat since?
A bunch of stuff. I don't know if it's like I went to, I told you last time I was on a ghost tour. There's a bunch, there's new things opening up. Since then, I actually went to, they did so Tiny's Coffee Bar had a film crew come. They're filming it's not Hallmark, but there was a rom-com being filmed there. I was introduced to, I was introduced to them as Jennifer Hudson's ex-husband. Not I was introduced. The lead actor was introduced to me as that, and I watched him try to do a trick pool shot for about 20 minutes as part of this scene where he impresses a lady friend by being able to do this amazing pool shot.
Nice, dude. Nice.
That was very fun. That was cool to watch people. So I'm looking out for that. They said that's coming out maybe in based on the timeline of film or whatever. That's about 6 months out.
Okay, cool.
And last night I was at the Portage, the cafe at the Portage Recovery Association. That just opened back up. They have a really nice, large cafe venue with a bunch of different fun drinks, mostly coffee based and things like that. Dirty sodas is what the manager Taylor kind of described them as. But anyway, last night was their monthly cat cafe. So the Hobart Humane Society brought about a dozen kittens to run around the space. People were playing around. Santa Claus was there. And I don't know if Santa won't be there next month, but they're every month they're doing this cat cafe where you can come in, get a dirty soda or coffee, and hang out with some cool cats, both literal cats and then people at the Recovery Association. There were some really fun, interesting people there. It was fun. It's a fun social environment. Taylor and Jake, who run the cafe, are really nice, fun, interesting people. I tried a drink called "My Cat Is Actually Like My Kid." It was very heavy on raspberry syrup. It was extremely sweet. It was good. It was like a Shirley Temple.
Oh, that sounds awesome.
Yeah. And
it's officially open now, so people can go check it out?
Yes, it is.
Great.
It's called the Next Chapter Cafe. And yeah, I do not have the address on hand, but yeah, people can look that up and check it out.
All right, sounds good.
2 paws up, whatever.
I wish we had those two different props that we could have both put up those fake hands like they did in Saturday Night Live, like the baby hands. It'd be awesome. So we got into what you're on the beat right now. Let's talk a little bit about the 2025 year in review. It's been a long year.
Yes.
A lot of things happening. What are some of your highlights of it?
Yeah, so some of the highlights of, I guess we'll start with personally for me and then maybe expand into sort of beyond the thing. About early in the year, one of my favorite events that I covered, I had just sort of found was this Valentine's Day dinner in space at the Challenger Center in Hammond.
Love that spot. Yeah, it's a great spot.
And I watched, and they, I guess, are going through actually a fundraising thing right now because they're trying to relocate. But I was blown away. That was a really cool thing. It's so it was mostly older couples, but I would say that I had the privilege of, I don't know if you'd say it's a voyeuristic, but I was in the spaceship while a bunch of older couples we lost oxygen, and in order to get the oxygen back, they had to dance to the Bee Gees' "Staying Alive." Um, so the good news is they did it. They were game, and we got the oxygen back in the space shuttle, and we were able to make it to space and back.
Awesome. Awesome.
So, but that was a lot of fun. Something that was different. I talked to you about this on the pod, the Bike and Brew, the bike trail that goes just like 3 or 4 different breweries. Was really nice and really good, and it's a really fun. It's really pretty trail. The Lackawanna.
Oh yeah, gets a lot of action throughout the summer.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Let's see. Pagan Pride Fest was an event I went to and covered. That was really interesting.
What a combo.
Yeah. There was some really cool stuff there. There was some funky, merchants and things like that from a food perspective. It was sort of random, but somebody was selling like these gourmet marshmallows. And I hadn't really encountered that before. So that was pretty cool. Obviously, there was a popcorn fest. What was different for me this year was I got to interview the guy who does the mime for Orville Redenbacher, and he was telling me about his career as a mime. That was really interesting. I guess one of the things, if people are interested in getting into miming, you can do it. He was saying, unlike, I guess, people get into dancing and just, it's like athletics, like for physicality, your career, it gets trickier as you head into your late 30s, 40s or whatever. But you can be a mime forever.
Yeah.
Because a lot of it is just about, the poise, or like the theatricality does not require, constant. Yeah.
Man, what a year in review. You went on a spaceship. You biked to breweries. You went to a Pagan Pride Fest. And you got to learn about miming.
Yes.
What a summary, dude.
I guess on a sadder or bittersweet note, obviously we lose restaurants every year. We lose wonderful figures in the community each year. So at the very beginning of this year, I interviewed the father-son duo at Uncle Manny's Pizza. Alex is the name of the son, and he's still running it. They've been doing that since the early 70s, or late, I think 69 or 70. Anyway, he wanted to do that because I guess at the time I know, he was older, but anyway, Uncle Manny passed away, I guess over the summer. He was in his 80s, so it's something that happens when you get older. But that was bitter, and I guess it was nice. He told me that it meant a lot to him, Alex the son, that we were able to do an interview or get a video and stuff with them as a father-son team making pizza.
That's cool. That's cool. So you got a nice little memento out of it for the family. That's great, man.
Yeah. So that was something, I guess, going into things that sort of beyond just like my own personal adventures or experiences. It's been a very busy year, I guess, in and around Crown Point Square. Some restaurants go around this time last year. I was checking out Ricochet for the first time, and it was like they were like, "Oh yeah, we're closing this week." New things. Obviously, last night we were at Radius. Radius has now an outpost on the square at Crown Point. There was the fire that temporarily took out Provecho. Provecho is back and alive and kicking. New and better than ever.
Yeah.
So that's a big deal. I was doing a lot of stories. You have interviewed people too with the NWI Food Council, and them trying to sort of do a bunch of stuff. I was at their farm. I was at their big winter events, and I guess that was the same day they found out that a bunch of like school funding for like farm to school programs was being cut. And so they were really stressed about that. And I had done a lot of stories and followed them. They've been able to rebuild a lot of that sort of farm to school pipeline themselves. I guess they had a very busy and stressful, I guess, year. But I think they've come out, they're able to continue a lot of partnerships with schools, among other things, and helping with farmers. They do a lot of really good work. I know you've talked to them before.
Well, Ann Massey, that's really sad news when it happened. But Ann it's a testament to her and her team being able to kind of rebound as fast as they have and keep the wheels turning on that organization, because it is crucial to this area.
Yeah. And I always like talking. Yeah, I like talking to Ann. They're really. I also went to their where they have. I mean, I went to the Food Council's headquarters for the first time, I guess, over the summer. I made somebody take a picture. They had like 700 pounds of squash, which I don't know, for some reason I thought that was funny. I made them take a picture of me with the squash. They just had a bunch of extra stuff. But yeah, there's some really cool people there. I'm really impressed with the work that they do at the Food Council. Also, the Food Bank of Northwest Indiana has been doing all kinds of stuff. And I was doing a lot of stories with that, especially around with the SNAP benefits being cut. I mean, the narrative I've been getting from the Food Council people, Victor Garcia, not the Food Bank, I'm going to keep it, is a great guy. He was telling me, they have been losing some federal funding that they've been able to make up, and then some with the community stepping up and giving them funding, and food donations and things like that. But spending time at the Food Bank in Merrillville, on Broadway there. They've been doing some really great work, stepping up, helping out the community with their mobile food drives and things like that. I think they have they added a refrigerated food truck to their fleet over the last few months. But yeah, obviously in the holiday season, they've been super busy. I shadowed them giving out turkeys over Thanksgiving
cool.
in Chicago. And they're doing the similar thing. I think they're giving out hams a couple times this month.
Well, I don't know what Victor's doing over there, but he is killing it with social media content lately. I've seen him on broadcast television in Chicago, getting new live hits and being interviewed. I've seen a lot of content about. I saw a time lapse yesterday. I think it was Strachan Van Til that was there, that was helping volunteer and really kind of push that, mission forward. And he's another dynamic person and a great building block for this area, who again is really a huge mission that everyone should support.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, you don't want to get political. I think it's like the fact that there's so much need is sometimes, it's overwhelming. I think one of the things that Victor or that people have been noting is just that the community this year, I guess, has been willing to step it up, and neighbors are helping their neighbors in the region, which is definitely nice. I went to the Islamic Center. They gave out a $10,000 check to the food bank.
Cool.
And that was people definitely want to people are looking out for each other. And I think it's that has stepped up over the last year for various reasons.
Heck yeah. So anything else about 2025 that you want to put to note? Because I know we didn't mention Lincoln and Wicker. That was a really
cool okay. I mean, Lincoln and Wicker is a brand new place that just opened up on the corner of Lincoln and Wicker intersection. So that's easy enough to remember. That's where the Burger House was. I'm gonna expose my ignorance. This is Merrillville or Schererville? I always get confused.
Schererville.
It is Schererville. Okay.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And that's a really cool place. That has kind of a speakeasy-ish vibe, but it's just like a different. The chef is a really cool guy, Jay Ruff. He's a former Army cook, and his menu at Lincoln and Wicker is kind of like a culinary tour of all the places he's been to. And he's a really well-traveled, interesting dude. He cooked in Hawaii. He cooked in Korea. I'll shout out. Yeah, there's a really, really delicious Lebanese dip called mahamra that's on their appetizer menu. They have really good wild boar. They just have that's a really cool place that people should check out.
Yep. Then we had Pappas not only with the Provecho reopening, which I was there opening night, which was awesome. But the Lighthouse transition, which is a big one.
Yes, he's got all kinds of irons in the fire. It was like he's got the Lighthouse. He's also involved. I don't know. We could go into one of the first restaurants that's going to open up in the new year that I'm excited, or I'm actually just waiting to open, is Parisi's on the square, which is going to be where Ricochet was, and that's also, I know that's part of Chris Pappas's restaurant group. I also went a couple of times. If people haven't been to Ramen District. That's a really good. I really liked. I've had some really great meals
Same.
in there, in the courthouse itself.
Well, my office is above Ramen District, and that's probably the hardest part about being here.
Oh yeah,
You smell it.
part.
It is. You smell the food every day, and it smells amazing. It's
Yeah.
like it's not hard to like gain 150 pounds being around this area with as much food as is right in here in the middle of the downtown square.
Yeah. You got to be careful. You got to at least don't do DoorDash. At least go down. You have to go down the stairs, get those steps in.
Okay, so anything else in 2026 that you're excited about?
Ooh, in 2026, so people, well, in the region, but I guess particularly Michigan City, should look out for this new. I wasn't given the address, but this underground Lebanese cafe called C12. The guy, the owner, he runs a food truck called Moe's Food Truck, and I ran into him over the weekend, and yeah, he's touting this kind of like this underground Lebanese culinary experience that's set to open up. I'm really intrigued about possible details of how that's gonna what that's gonna look like, and that's something he said to look out for in January.
Cool. Well, we'll be on the lookout for that. Are you ready for rapid fire stuff as soon as we get over the break? Are you here to hang around for that?
Let's do it.
Yeah? Okay.
Yes.
Well, before we continue with the rapid fire segment with Aaron, let's hear a quick word from our sponsor.
Calling all college football and NFL fans, game day just leveled up at the Fan Cave inside the Horseshoe Hammond Casino. Watch 8 games at once with your crew in a private viewing area. Room for 15 fans with space to grow to 50. Craving great wings or a cold one? You and your guests will have access to a full food and bar menu with your own personal Fan Cave server running point. And when the final whistle blows, the casino fun is just steps away. Reserve your spot at the Fan Cave today, only at Caesar Sportsbook Horseshoe Hammond. Game day, your way.
Man, what a voiceover. All right, so with rapid fire, for people who have not, maybe their first time watching the show, it's just 3 random questions that I ask and try to get a little bit more in depth about the person and what their perspectives are. You ready?
I'm as ready as I'm going to be.
Okay, first question. You've tried everything this year. You've gone to a lot of places. What is one meal that stands out that you would recommend that people go check out?
Okay, one meal that I would recommend that people need to check out.
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10. It's a hidden gem, and I hope they're not mad at me for mentioning it because they're very shy in there. But a little place called Mishkanut, which is it's a Mediterranean restaurant in Munster. I just had like a really incredible spread of hummus and like fresh, like fresh meat and stuff like that. They just have a really nice blend of like authentic Mediterranean stuff.
Okay, well, I'm noticing a trend here with a lot of your reviews in the Mediterranean side of things. That's fun.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I don't know if it's just it's like, I mean, was it? I was going to say Greek Fest was live too. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe. Yeah, I have to think about that. My subconscious bias towards Mediterranean cuisine.
Okay.
It's healthier, sort of.
Yeah, no, it's good. I like
make it unhealthy if you want.
I've tried that Lebanese app at Lincoln and Wicker, and I couldn't agree more. I think it's delicious. So that was really good. So second question, you're on the beat a lot, and your cooperation with restaurants kind of varies, right? What's one thing you wish that most restaurant owners would do, or how they would treat, like, I guess, you and the photographer when you get to those restaurants, and how do they get on your radar in the future?
Oh, how they get on my. I was going to say one thing I wish that people would do, and it's honestly probably pretty complicated because it would require a lot of advanced work. So I don't blame anybody for not doing this. But if I could have anything I wanted, I was going to say like tiny samplers of like 10 different things.
Boom, that's a great one.
Yeah, and I understand for pretty obvious reasons why that's tricky. Some places. Some of the best places, me and John will come in there and they'll just start cooking. They'll cook half the things on the menu for us. And it's great. It's also a little bit overwhelming. Yeah, speaking of not wanting to gain 150 pounds or whatever.
Yeah. Well, that's a good one, Aaron, because I'll tell you, it varies so much every time we go to a restaurant. It's like we either get, like you just said, a just smorgasbord of meals prepared that we're eating, or it's like we don't eat at all. It's like this weird combo. And I feel like that's one thing that like I wish people knew in the restaurant world is that like the second we put out an article or we put out a video detailing that stuff, every single time I come in contact with somebody, the first thing they ask is, how was it?
Yeah.
And it's like, sometimes I'm like, I'm lying because it's like, I don't
know. You can't
catch me
flat-footed, like, I had a good time, but like, I guess the steak was good. It was a steak,
Yeah. It's like, dude, let us try it. Yeah. Or like, I love that idea of having like small plates that we can actually try. And maybe making one that's like, actually, that's something that we can photograph,
Yes. Yeah. So yeah, something like that. What else? It's like, if in terms of like people letting me know or something like that, I check my email every day. I'm always scouring social media pages. I am a little surprised sometimes, or people will, I prefer people reach out. I was going to say directly. I don't know if I should put like Aaron, AARON.Dorman, DORMN at NWI.com. I always love, word of mouth is really fun. Always makes me feel like a real reporter when somebody just texts me or says like, like a news tip, like, hey, this place is opening, or you got to check out this restaurant. This chef is wacky. I would say, some places, and that's some places that are larger, have PR companies work for them or things like that. And I have some good relationships with some PR company. I know to look out for certain people's pitches or things like that. One thing is I always prefer to write the story myself. So, and I think that's our company. So, and go to a place and experience it myself, blah, blah, blah. So I'm very less likely to just like pull directly someone's story. The other thing is, I don't know, I think because of because of our AI and stuff like that, we get like hundreds and thousands of pitches a day. And sometimes that can be overwhelming. And so places should be thinking about if you reach out to me directly, I guess it's sort of a way to bypass some of the traffic jam.
Heck yeah. Okay, so then my last question, Aaron, it's a little more personal. If the Mets have had a really bad offseason so far on paper, what's one wish list you would have for the New York Mets going into this spring training?
For the New York Mets, my expectations, I don't know. I've been thrown off a little bit. I guess since I'm now on the food and drink beat, if I could do any, I don't know why. And it's been a long time, but I guess one of the last times I was there, they had an incredible brewery called McKellar inside at Citi Field, and I know it's no longer there. So I guess at the very least, my wish list is to bring McKellar back.
Well, Aaron, you do an amazing job every week, every article that you post. I know you're on the beat and you're really representing for the Times. I appreciate that effort, and thank you so much for being on this and doing this as much as you have this year. It's been awesome to see.
Oh yeah, it's always a pleasure. It's always to talk to you.
You're the man, Aaron. Okay, well, thanks for joining, brother.
All right.
So thanks for watching this episode of Spotlight, and make sure to check out some of the events going on at the venue at Horseshoe Casino Hammond, including Public Enemy on December 27th, I Love the 90s featuring Tone Loc, Young MC and CNC Music Factory on January 23rd, and Brit Floyd on February 20th. To find out about all things happening in the region, go to the Times website at NWI.com or on their socials. And please check out our Eat Local 219 app, both on iTunes and Android. New episodes drop every week on Thursday, so be on the lookout. Thanks again for watching, and have a great weekend.